Whoa! Good morning, dudes and dudettes, and welcome to a radical edition of the PreStream podcast. I'm DSP. Welcome to my humble sewer abode. Today is Thursday. I'm not going to talk like that the whole podcast, but it is a totally tubular episode of the PreStream podcast today. Cowabunga, dudes! How you doing, everyone? Welcome. Today is Thursday, the 16th of June, 2022, and the reason I'm talking like that is because I'm a jackass, but also, today is a special day, because today is the release of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge, the retro homage, the spiritual successor to the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles arcade games of the 1990s. These were games that actually got my butt out of my house and physically into arcades to play video games for the very first time. Until the Ninja Turtles arcade game existed, I didn't even know there were dedicated places to go to play video games. I thought it was just like, oh, there's an arcade machine at your local corner store or your local pizzeria. You know, they've got a game there like Ninja Gaiden or Wonder Boy or something like that. I didn't know that there was actually a place to go and play all this variety of games in one place. And I didn't know that the graphics of the games in arcades at that period in time blew away anything you could do on home consoles. So, today's a cool day for me because not only am I kind of going down memory lane when it comes to my history with arcades, but in addition, as a kid growing up, I was a humongous fan, much like all the other kids around me, of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. The cartoons, the comic books, the movies, the action figures, and everything in between, including, yes, the video games. So what I'd like to do this morning on the PreStream podcast is give you the story of my history with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I'd like to tell you all about what I thought about them, how I first was exposed to them, my years enjoying them as a fan and a kid. All right. I think it'll be pretty fun to go down memory lane a little bit and talk about all the Ninja Turtles things at the time because, my God, there was a million Ninja Turtles things. It was the most popular damn thing, seriously. It was either Ninja Turtles or then X-Men. Like, those are the two giant things for kids at the time. Holy moly. All right, so anyway, I am excited for today for sure. And I certainly hope that you guys, will enjoy today's very fun throwback PreStream podcast when we go down memory lane. And then, of course, today, we're playing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge, which is live on all platforms, but currently on Game Pass, which is how I'll be playing it today. From what I'm to understand, it's not a lengthy game, 2 to 3 hours tops to beat it, but the thing is, the game has tons of replayability because apparently as you play through it, there's 6 playable characters and they level up and get better versions of abilities and things as you play. And some of the catch, or not the catch, but some of the addictiveness of the game is you want to play with every character, see how they all play with their different fighting styles, learn their special moves, level them up. And I guess what you do is as you go back and re-tackle the game at higher difficulties, it gets more challenging and stuff. So unlike the Ninja Turtles arcade game where it's literally play through it once, if you play through it once, you've seen the entire game, there's no difference. This game actually has a lot of replayability factor to it, okay? So, I'm excited for today. I really am. Now, something else as well. We were actually talking about this on PreStream, and I have an interesting idea I'd like to run by you guys. Let's see what you think. I'm going to pass it by everyone live here on the stream for the first time, and of course, those watching on demand, let me know what you think. So, I love the Ninja Turtles. All right, let's play this today. Let's see how this goes. And by the way, we'll see if we need another stream or not. If the game really is 2 to 3 hours long, it's very possible we beat it today and you never want to see it again. Or maybe we could do another run. We can do another stream or two of it with different characters, right? Let's see how much you guys like it, how much I like it. If we want to play it again, you know, you might want to run through it a few times this week, okay? We'll see. We'll see how entertaining it is for everybody. But we had an idea on the PreStream because someone was like, Phil, for the PreStream, why don't you order a pizza? And I was like, well, I mean, it's 11 a.m. I just had breakfast. We're going to do the PreStream podcast. I'm going to play the game. I have dinner after. All right? So obviously that doesn't work for today. It doesn't make much sense, right? But I was thinking in my head, I was like, what are the days when I order food on a live stream? The days when I do a marathon event. And if you guys are not aware, you may not be aware of this, there is currently a collection being made by our friends over at, oh no, it's Digital Eclipse. Ah! If you're not sure why I react like that, it's because they made the Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Collection, which offline is a really good collection, but the moment you stick your toe online, it's a piece of shit. Netcode sucks, full of glitches, broken, and unfinished lobby system. But anyway, there's currently a collection being designed that will have a ridiculous amount of Ninja Turtles content in it. Just listen to what's in this collection. The original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles art game on NES, which is so difficult and a ridiculous game, okay? The NES port of the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles arcade game, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Manhattan Project, which is actually an original game based on the arcade game, but it's its own entity. Then it has ports of the original Ninja Turtles arcade game, the arcade version, and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Turtles in Time, the sequel. Then it has two versions of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Tournament Fighters, the fighting games that were made based around the Ninja Turtles. And I also believe it has more. That's all I remember off the top of my head when I was researching this collection earlier this year, okay? So that's a tremendous amount of games in one collection, right? And I was thinking, man, when that collection comes out, if you guys would like it, and, obviously we'll see how this does today with the Ninja Turtles new game that's coming out today. But if you guys would like it, I certainly would like this. Maybe do a marathon of that collection where I go through memory lane, going through the history of Ninja Turtles games all in one day, and we play each game for a half an hour to an hour to experience each one. And during that day, I would order pizza that we would eat together. I would show, we'll figure out what kind of pizza we want to order from and have a nice pizza meal together during the event and everything. I think it would be pretty neat, okay? But it's got to be something that we all agree to, not that I do it and then half the people don't want to do it. Oh, why'd you do this? And then in addition to that, we don't know when the release date is of the collection yet, right? It would be great if we knew, but they haven't gotten a collection announcement yet. So without that announcement, we can't really say, it would be cool if they said, oh, it's going to be over the summer. I'm like, cool. We'll have a marathon day of the summer, Ninja Turtles Day, right? Turtle Time. DSP's Turtle Time Marathon. And, it'll be a really cool time. But I guess none of that can be determined until we know when the collection's coming out. I honestly thought the collection was going to come out before Shredder's Revenge. Shredder's Revenge was announced, last year? And the collection was announced, I want to say around the same time. So I figured the collection, if it's just a throwback collection of games tossed into a suite like it was with the Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Collection 4 years ago, I didn't really think there would be much time or much of a wait. But here we are, waiting, and we still don't have a date, okay? Anyway, it's an idea. It would be something cool to do for a variety of content. Ninja Turtle Time Marathon. Let me know what you think, okay? All right. Anyway, let us, let us go through the schedule because I have some interesting announcements regarding this week's schedule this morning, okay? Then I have a couple odds and ends to cover. And then I want to tell you about my history with Ninja Turtles. Go down memory lane, okay? Cool. So, first of all, let's talk about the schedule. Today, yes, the first stream here is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge. I'll be playing through the game the entire stream. If we beat it once, I'll probably restart it with another character. And it should be a good time. I don't know if we'll beat it all in one sitting or not, only because, I don't know how long it actually will be, especially with me, me being an interactive content creator, shouting people out and possibly taking a break in there instead of just doing a smooth 3+ hour play. Maybe it'll be a little bit longer. Maybe it'll take the whole stream to beat it. I don't know. I don't know how hard it is either. Later tonight on the late stream, 6:45 p.m. Pacific time, it is the return of Skyrim After Hours. Yes, that is right. Skyrim returns to the late night chill streams as we continue on with the Dawnguard DLC. We're only about 3 hours into it. From reports, it's anywhere from 10 to 15 hours long. So I'm excited for more Dawnguard tonight and nice chill fun with all of you on the late stream. Okay? Tomorrow, we're doing something that you guys have actually been waiting for a lot. And in reality, last night, we did a special that a lot of people weren't expecting in regards to this. So the new PlayStation Plus tiers launched on Monday. I subscribed to the PlayStation Plus Premium tier, and we've been exploring it a bit. The first thing we did is we checked out some classic games like Tekken 2 and Siphon Filter, and then I live streamed Infamous 2 through the cloud as a PS3 game. And we weren't going to play it again until tomorrow, but then last night I beat Uncharted 2 really quickly. So for those who didn't check it out yet, last night we tried out Street Fighter 3 Third Strike Online Edition, as well as Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo HD Remix. And as for the streaming service portion of those games, it worked flawlessly. It was as if those games were fully downloaded to my hard drive, even though they're not. Okay? It was pretty cool. I was like, wow, this streaming thing is insanely good compared to what I thought. I thought you were going to have pixelization, choppiness, dropped inputs. None of that. None of that. Okay? Now, admittedly, those collections don't have a wide player base. And sadly, when I was trying to play online, there's just not a lot of players. I'm playing connections that are over 100 milliseconds, so there's lag and there's dropped inputs. And that's the game's problem. That's not the streaming service. As for the streaming service, it was like flawless, dude. I couldn't believe it. This is 3 games now. Infamous 2, Third Strike Online, and HD Remix. And they all look perfect. Okay, I take that back. Infamous 2 had some pixelization to it. But it wasn't, oh my god, this is awful, unplayable, or anything like that. So, I'll be honest, so far, I'm impressed. Tomorrow, the main stream, we're doing more. We're going to be checking out more classic games. More PS3 streamed games. I'd like to test out Tiny Tina as the game demo because the game demo is available and we already got it. And then maybe more PS3 stream. I want to see what else is available and how it all runs. Okay? So, this should be exciting. And I hope that you guys will join me tomorrow for a major stream of PS Plus Premium Exploration. Okay? Tomorrow night, Friday night, is my final ever session of Street Fighter, the 30th Anniversary Collection on Friday Night Fights. After tomorrow night, we are retiring the collection. Why? Well, there's 2 reasons. Reason number 1, next week, there's a new collection, the Capcom Fighting Collection. And this is going to include Hyper Street Fighter 2 Anniversary Edition, which is an amalgamation of all the different versions of Street Fighter 2 in one. Plus, it's going to have all the Darkstalkers games in it, so that's neat. And a few other games that I doubt anyone's going to play long term, but they'll be in there. But I now found out if I want to play a game like Third Strike, I can still play Online Edition. It still works. And so as long as I have the PlayStation Plus Premium, I can still play Third Strike if I so desire. If you guys have a craving one week, Phil could use some Third Strike tonight, we could do it. It's viable. I don't need the 30th Anniversary Collection anymore. So, yeah, effectively tomorrow night will be the final session of the 30th Anniversary Collection. I won't miss Alpha 3. I don't like it. I don't like Alpha 3. I never did. Okay, now, in regards to the rest of my streaming week, I have an exciting announcement. I announced this last night, but I did so on the late stream, and not a lot of people were here for it. So listen up, everyone. You ready for this exciting announcement? This week, I am still going to be streaming on Saturday, on Sunday, on Monday, on Tuesday, just Tuesday. I'm actually streaming all the way through Tuesday this week. Wednesday is my day off. Okay? So, that being said, we have a lot of streaming days coming up. Now, I don't have a set schedule for the entire weekend. Why don't I? Well, I don't know if we're going to want to play Ninja Turtles again. If we do, then obviously this will be a main stream again, maybe like Saturday. We'll do it as another main session, okay? Or we could do it Sunday. I don't know if after playing more stuff on PS Plus Premium, maybe we'll find a couple games on there that you guys would actually be interested in me playing more long term instead of just dabbling with it once or twice. Maybe you'd like to see me play it a few times or more, and so therefore it would warrant a few more streams, right? There you go. So basically what I'm doing to do is play it by ear. Today, how good is Ninja Turtles? Do we want to play it again? Tomorrow, do we want to do more PlayStation Plus Premium Exploration? Do we want to select some games from there and actually play them at length in the next few days? Now, in addition, I have another idea. And this one is out there, but I'm excited for it, all right? So we were talking over the last couple of weeks about the possibility of me playing some more retro stuff over the coming, months. And some of the games that we've talked about are Super Mario Bros. 2, the American Edition. There you go. So that would be Doki Doki Panic, but it is Super Mario 2. That's a possibility. Or Earthbound, an RPG. Now, I'll be honest with you, I'm not too keen on playing Earthbound until I beat Skyrim. And we're getting there. In Skyrim, we've just got this Dawnguard DLC to finish, and then the story ending, and we're done. So potentially we'll finish Skyrim in the next couple of weeks if we play it as a regular game at night. Okay? However, I had another idea. There is a series back in the day that I always liked, but I never actually beat a single one of the games of this series. It's a series that is synonymous with greatness of retro gaming that went on to go its own direction over the years and become very popular in many different ways. It's a series that to this day still has popularity and has television shows and things being made on it. And I've never done a single piece of content in regards to this series outside of more modernized games that are nothing like the classics. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm speaking of the classic horror franchise, Castlevania. Woo! Castlevania is tough. Those old games are very difficult, and I never beat them. I rented a few of them when I was a kid. I remember specifically renting Castlevania 3 and raging at it. I'm saying, oh man, this game's fucking hard as shit. Okay? And I also rented Super Castlevania. I remember, because I remember the 3D graphics in the background moving around. I'd read about it in Nintendo Power, and when I played it, I loved it. I was like, wow, the controls are good and everything, but I never really had enough time to focus on it and beat it. So, a couple of years ago, there was actually a Castlevania collection released, and it's Castlevania 1, 2, and 3, all on the NES. Castlevania 4 on the Super NES. Castlevania Bloodlines on the Genesis, which I already played. And then there's like one or two other extra games included in that collection. Okay? So, I would be down, if you guys are interested, I'd be interested in getting that collection and playing through some of the games. Now, I don't know if there's specific games you guys would want to see over others, but I haven't beaten any of them. I never beat a single one of them. They're all challenging. And by the way, I die a million times. It'd be funny to watch. If you like seeing me get challenged and dying to games, yeah, these are the games for it, okay? So, yeah, Maximus Fisher says there was a second collection. Didn't the second collection have Symphony of the Night and some of the more modern games? I think it did. So, I'd be down for that too. So here's the thing. We got Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday wide open to do whatever we want. All right? Now, my day off is Wednesday. When I come back on Thursday, it's the premiere of Sonic Origins. On Friday, it's the premiere of Capcom Classics Collection. Capcom Fighting Collection. And therefore, I'll be alternating between those. All right? And there will be a lot of coverage of those games. In particular, the Capcom Fighting Collection is going to have a lot of games that I'm going to be playing offline, but then I'm going to be doing online sessions as well. All right? So, there's going to be... Oh, what happened? There was lag? There was no lag on my end. People are saying the stream is lagging. Yeah, it must be a YouTube thing. Here. It must be a YouTube thing because I'm not seeing it. Yeah, I'm not seeing any dropped frames at all here. YouTube must be effing up. Yeah, there's nothing going on my end. Haha. Everything looks good on my end. Let me refresh. Everything shows good on my end. Yeah. Huh. I'm still here. And it's still working for me. Laughing out loud. Yeah, it never crashed for me. Weird. I guess refresh. It's fine now. It never showed a thing for me at all. It never showed anything crashing or anything. Yeah. Seems to be working now. Okay, cool. No, I'm not going to edit this out of the podcast. I don't edit the podcast. You know that. Snowcrawl, stop that right now. It's Shredder. Maybe it was Shredder. Maybe one of the drill vehicles came up and hit one of the internet lines coming out of YouTube. Could have been. maybe the mousers ate the lines. There you go. Yeah, it could be. Oh, God. Ah! Oh, that's bright. So what happens is, let me see if I can show you. Oh, it went away. See, when you're on your dashboard on Xbox, when you're not playing, there's these pop-ups that pop up here. And it popped up that someone was playing the Ninja Turtles game, and it was all green. It was super bright in my face. I couldn't see. I was like, ah! Anyway. All right. So, welcome back, everyone who had issues here with the stream. I don't know what happened there. All right. So, anyway. Here's the deal. Today, it's Ninja Turtles and Skyrim. Tomorrow, it's PlayStation Plus Premium Exploration and the final stream of the Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Collection. Okay? Then, we have 4 streaming days to do whatever we want. Do you want to see me do more PS Plus and pick games off PS Plus to play? We could do that. Do you want to see more Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? We could do that. Do you want more Skyrim? We could do that. Do you want me to play Castlevania Collection? We could do that. Do you want to see Super Mario Brothers 2? We can do that. We have all these options. And I don't know. Ah, it's doing it again. Here, now you can see. Ah, it's so green. It's bright. It hurts my face. Why does it have green? I gotta turn my TV off. If it's gonna show that, I gotta turn the TV off. It's really blinding me. Oh. Okay. So, this is a pretty cool week because we have variety and we have freedom to do whatever I want. Let's think about it over the next few days. Already, I'm getting different people's opinions here about what to do. I'll take in your opinions. We'll see today if I like Ninja Turtles, if you like it. We'll see tomorrow what happens with PS Plus, and we'll just shoot from the hip, as they say. All right? Now, like I said, I'm off on Wednesday. When I come back on Thursday, it's Sonic Origins premiering. Friday is the Capcom Fighting Collection. And I'm going to alternate between those games. Daytime streams are going to be those games, and nighttime streams are going to be multiplayer of the Capcom Fighting Collection of all the various games, alternating with Skyrim. Okay? And we might have other stuff too. If I start, Castlevania, maybe we'll have that thrown in. So let's see what happens. All right? I'm excited for whatever we do. I really am. Like, it's going to be a really exciting couple of weeks here. So I hope you'll all be along for the ride with me for this variety stuff. I know these are not giant AAA game releases. Okay? Admittedly, there's nothing huge going on right now. There isn't going to be anything huge going on for a while. It's the summer, for God's sakes. Right? But I hope you'll be along for the ride with me for all this fun stuff. All right? Matt on Wheels is a tip for when you play this game. Break everything. There's secrets abound. Cool. All right. So, that's the deal. That's the schedule. All right? Now, one quick reminder. Our members, the most we've ever had was 630. Today we're at 627. We lost a few. It's not a huge deal. But we're going to lose a ton. Within the next couple of days, it is the 1-month anniversary of me gaining the ability to have gifted memberships here on YouTube. When I got gifted memberships, within one day, I had 100 gifted memberships. So it went, whoop, just like that. We skyrocketed. And then what happened is gradually people would gift 20 here, 10 here, 30 here, 10 here, and it went all the way up to where we are now. Well, those 100 are going to expire. All right? So prepare for it. It's going to happen. We're going to dip down probably to like 500. And there's nothing that can be done about it. It's okay. What I would hope is that some of you who have had those gifted memberships over the last month will consider re-upping the membership, that is how the growth actually happens, is you basically got a free trial run. And if you enjoyed that free trial and you want access to all the emotes, unlimited chatting without being timed, only one message or one message every 10 seconds, you like the chat crown badge, you like all the features, right? Then hopefully you would consider continuing that gifted membership as a paid membership to help the growth of this channel in the long term, all right? There's also a possibility that when those expire, some people might come in and want to get them back and start gifting again. So we'll see what happens, all right? But it's not the end of the world. You don't have to freak out. It's all good. Fair enough? Okay. So that's really all I've really got to talk about today. So what I'd like to do now is go into a segment called My History with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So I'd like to put you into the perspective of a kid growing up in the 1980s, okay? There was tons of stuff for kids to do. Video games were very popular, but at the very same time, more real life stuff was more popular, like action figures and stuff like that. Cartoons on TV was way more popular at the time than video games. And so I was always into cartoon tie-ins with action figures. It kind of started way early with He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, and then it carried off into G.I. Joe, the Transformers, and it just kept continuing on over time. Now, I was a fan of all that stuff, and then I was going to school, and I had a few friends in school, and one day, I see my friend at school has I think it was a backpack. And it said Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And I was like, that's the weirdest sounding thing. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. The other things that I done, okay, G.I. Joe, it's military guys. Kind of, army men. Generic, it makes sense. Actually kind of realistic. Okay, not really if you watch the show, but you know what I'm saying? There really is military guys. Or, Transformers, it's robots that transform. It's simple. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Each one of those words doesn't really jive with the other. You know what I mean? Like, can you really tell me, seriously, that whoever thought that idea up wasn't like drunk as shit or high as hell or drunk and high at the same time? Now, at the time, I didn't even know that the Ninja Turtles was based on a comic book. Everyone knew Ninja Turtles as a cartoon show. And I had not watched the cartoon show, but my friend told me about it. He was like, yeah, man, it's the best cartoon. It's so awesome. You got to watch it. And they have all these action figures and things. So one day on a whim, I'm getting ready for school. And I say, all right, I'm going to see what this is. Now, back then in the mornings, I have no idea if they still do this now. But back then in the 1980s, in the mornings, early mornings, they would play cartoons for kids to watch while they were getting ready for school. And one of the ones that always played was Ninja Turtles. So I started watching it in the mornings, and I liked it. I thought it was weird because they all, one of them, Michelangelo talked like a surfer. I was like, why is he talking like a surfer? He's a turtle. They're not at the beach. This is weird. But it definitely had a lot of things that appealed to kids. Pizza. I mean, every kid loves pizza. And pizza was the major focus of the show, that they're always eating it. They're talking about it. You know what I mean? Ninjas. Of course, kids love ninjas and anything that has to do with martial arts and combat. So, of course, having ninjas with weapons and they're fighting all these robots. The other thing was they're fighting robots. So because they're fighting robots, unlike G.I. Joe, where they're fighting humans and they can't really hurt anyone because if they did, they'd be like, oh, God, it's gory. It's not for kids. In this show, they're fighting robots. They could chop the robots into pieces. It doesn't matter. They're robots. So it kind of took away some of that violent overtone that other kid shows had because you're not hurting other creatures. You're just destroying robots, you see? So I liked the show. And of course, one of the coolest things about the show was that it just kept adding characters. It was like, first it was the 4 Ninja Turtles of Splinter, April O'Neil against the Shredder and Krang. Then there's Bebop and Rocksteady. Then there's the Foot Soldiers. Then there's Leatherhead. Then there's the Rat King. Then there's Baxter Stockman and the Mousers. Then there's the mutant dino creatures from another dimension. And then there's this, and then there's that. And it was crazy. They just kept extrapolating upon this Ninja Turtles universe, creating this giant idea of all this stuff coming together. Now, again, little did I know, it was based on comics, and all those characters were from the comics. I didn't know that. I never actually read the original Ninja Turtles comics until many, many, many years later when I was aware of their presence, okay? Everything back then was the cartoon Ninja Turtles. It really was. So I became a fan of the Ninja Turtles, and I wanted, of course, all of the action figures. You go to the store, you go to the toy aisle, half the aisle is Ninja Turtles action figures. So, of course, you start collecting them, and I had the Turtles, and I had Shredder, and I had all the classic ones. I had did I have the Technodrome? I think I had the Technodrome. I never had the Turtle Van, though. I'm pretty sure I had the Technodrome, but I think that's the only one I had in regards to like a playset. I don't think I ever had the Turtle Van. I think that drill thing that comes out of the ground that the Foot Soldiers are in, I think they sold that, but I never had that. I'm trying to remember exactly what I had. I basically had like the basic action figures, the Turtles, Splinter, April O'Neil, Casey Jones, and then I had the Foot Soldier. I think I had 2 Foot Soldiers, because obviously you want to pretend like you have an army of Foot Soldiers. If you have one, it's not many. So I think I had 2 different Foot Soldiers. I know I had Shredder. I don't even remember if I had Krang, because Krang was a big figure. It wasn't regular size. He was a big one. You know what? No, I take that back. I know I had Krang, because I remember playing with the little brain figure. So I had Krang, or a version of Krang. So I loved them. I played with them, And then, of course, everything went Ninja Turtles. Ninja Turtles exploded in popularity at the time. They had Ninja Turtles breakfast cereal, which was basically like Lucky Charms, only the marshmallow pieces looked like Ninja Turtle heads and slices of pizza. But it tasted just like Lucky Charms. They had Ninja Turtles, like puff snacks. You think potato chips, popcorn, puff snacks. So it was puffed Ninja Turtle face with orange dust on it that was supposed to taste like pizza. It tasted like shit. It did not taste like pizza. But I ate them because they were Ninja Turtles. They had Ninja Turtles pudding pies. Okay? If you ever had one of those fruit pies from back in the day, it's a baked pie, and inside you have a filling like cherry, blueberry, apple. So they had one. It was the same exact pastry, but inside it was green colored pudding that they said was mutagen. And then they frosted the pie in green gooey frosting. So you ate it, and it was like the most disgusting thing you've ever eaten. But it was Ninja Turtles, so you were happy. You were smiling. It was like the ultimate sugar rush. It was absolutely gross, but you just kept eating it. Then, of course, there were tie-ins, where the Ninja Turtles had tie-ins with pizza. Like, if I remember correctly, I think it was Pizza Hut who had the tie-in meals. You would go there, you'd get your own pizza, and you would have the Ninja Turtles meal with the Ninja Turtles cup and other things that it would come with. So it was like the real deal. It was like, dude, Ninja Turtles tied in with everything. I had a Ninja Turtles backpack that I went to school wearing. I had Ninja Turtles everything. Like, seriously. Ninja Turtles t-shirts, anything you wanted was fucking Ninja Turtles. Okay? So, I was all into it. And then you might say, well, how does this tie into, like, video games and things for me? Well, there were 2 key things that happened. First of all, they announced a Ninja Turtles movie that was going to be live action. And when they announced this, all the kids went nuts. You're like, live action? You mean the Turtles are real? We're going to get to see how they would look if they were actually real, as opposed to just this cartoony thing that we've been watching for years and years on TV. And yes, as cheesy as those movies are, they absolutely blew us away as kids when we went to the theater and we saw those Ninja Turtles. Those outfits look sick. To this day, I will watch the first Ninja Turtles movie, and I still think those outfits look good. Not the second and third. They are terrible in those. But the first movie, they actually tried. And those Ninja Turtle outfits look really, really good. Okay? But the other thing that happened that was a big tie-in thing was video games. Now, there was a Ninja Turtles video game on Nintendo. I never played it when I was a kid. I actually had not been interested in Ninja Turtles at their inception. It was a little later when I jumped on the bandwagon with all my friends. So I kind of missed out on the original Ninja Turtles game. And thank God I did. It's infamously one of the worst games ever made for NES. People hate the shit out of that game because it's so brokenly difficult. Okay? I jumped on when my friend at school, who was a friend of Ninja Turtles, had introduced me to Ninja Turtles. One day he's like, hey, did you ever play the Ninja Turtles video game? And I was like, no, I don't have, well, at that time, I don't know if I had a Nintendo or not. I was always behind the times when it came to game consoles. So I was like, I didn't know if I had it or not. I was like, no, I never played it. He goes, well, you should come with me and play it. And I said, what do you mean, come with you? Go with you? Come with you where? I thought, it's video games. You play them at home. He goes, no. He says, we got to play the real Ninja Turtles game. I said, what's the real one? He goes, the one that's the cartoon. I didn't know what the hell he was talking about. Right? I never heard of this. He goes, no, there's a place you can go. It's called an arcade, okay? And in the arcade, it's actually like way better games. It's all really good video games that look great. They look way better than what you can play at home right now. And there's a Ninja Turtles game that just came out. It looks exactly like the cartoon. You can play as all 4 turtles. Each turtle is a little different. You play against Bebop and Rocksteady and Baxter Stockman, all the classic characters from the cartoon are in this game. It even has the theme song and everything. They say Cowabunga. I was like, you got to be kidding me. This sounds amazing. We got to go. So we did. We skipped school. We went right there. No, we didn't. That's a lie. Obviously, back then, what did we do? Well, I talked to my parents. He talked to his parents. We scheduled that we would meet up at the arcade. That's what we did. We all met up at the arcade. And basically, he and I played Ninja Turtles. It was about maybe an hour we played. I think my parents each gave us like $5 or $10 to play it. So we're playing it. And the thing was, I was hooked. I couldn't stop playing this game. I loved it. It was like everything I'd ever wanted. It was like the cartoon come to life. My eyes were wide. My jaw was dropped as I played it. My friend went off to play other games in the arcade. He was like, hey, come play this with me. Come play that with me. I was like, nah, I'm going to stay here and play Ninja Turtles. So he went off and played everything else while I was just standing there playing Ninja fucking Turtles the entire time. I was so, I don't want to say like starstruck, but you know what I mean? Like I was so in awe of the game. I just didn't want him to leave it. So I got to the end of the game fighting Krang, who's the next to last boss. I beat him. Oh my. Now, by the way, I say I beat him, but it was random people all playing. It's 4-player co-op. So it was random other kids joining during the time that I'm playing. We're all playing together. We beat Krang. Oh my God. Here comes the motherfucking Shredder. The end of the game, you know Shredder's the last guy. I ran out of quarters. And I turned to my dad and I'm like, Dad, can we please? And he's like, we've been here he's like, I told you we were only going to be here an hour. We've been here over an hour. We got other places to go. We can come back another day to play it. But Dad, I'm at the end. It's Shredder. We're in the Technodrome. There's the portal to Dimension X. Shredder has clones all over the screen. All I got to do is beat the shit out of this tin head, and I've beaten the game. And he said, no, we have to go. And we left. And I was scarred for life, and that is why I'm an asshole to this day. No. That's not. I made that up. No. What ended up happening was, that was the beginning of me starting to regularly go to arcades. Now, at the time, this arcade was pretty far away from my house. It was about, I would say, a half an hour to 45 minutes away from my house, okay? So we ended up going there maybe 2-3 more times, and eventually I did beat Ninja Turtles, okay? Now, once I beat it, well, it's kind of like, well, you beat the ultimate challenge. Now what are you going to do? So I started looking around at the other games in the arcade, and at the time, there were a lot of different kind of games. I remember a game called Pit Fighter, which was digitized graphics, beating the shit out of people in like a pit fighting environment. There was, I'm trying to remember if Final Fight was out at that time. I think it was, and that was, of course, a side-scrolling beat-em-up of a different kind, beating up gang members from Capcom. And there was also, at one point, there was The Simpsons. Now, The Simpsons came after Ninja Turtles, but I don't remember how much longer after. But definitely the Ninja Turtles was the one that got me there. And then I played everything else. I remember there was a Captain America and the Avengers saying, "The Avengers!" That voice would echo across the arcade. There was also a Spider-Man beat 'em up game. So there's all these different games that I played back in the day. And really it was Ninja Turtles, the arcade game, that got me to play arcade games. Now, eventually, a new arcade opened up much closer to my home. Right nearby, actually. I would say probably only like 10 minutes away. And originally it was called Spanky's Arcade, but then they closed and moved down the street. I think what happened was there was some kind of a fucking, like a leasing dispute or something. So the guy just moved his arcade right down the street, and then it hit their permanent spot called What's Your Game? What's Your Game was the arcade that I played in throughout my entire youth, the whole 90s. You know, starting off with the beat 'em ups and things like that, then Street Fighter, then after that, other fighting games like Mortal Kombat, Killer Instinct, the later Street Fighters, and then the Versus series, which reinvigorated fighting games, all the way through the early 2000s. So probably about almost a decade of my life, I was going to this arcade every Friday and Saturday night and playing all the various different games. And even though when fighting games released, they took over. And undoubtedly, fighting games became the focal point in the arcades. For almost a whole decade, that's what people went to arcades to play. Whenever there was a cool new beat 'em up or whatever, I would still check it out. I remember when Turtles in Time released and I played it. I loved it. I was like, wow, this is the sequel to the original Turtles arcade game, and it plays well. The graphics are even better, right? Even more of a cool sampling of characters from the comic books, or I should say, from the cartoons. However, during the whole time that this was happening, okay, I had never read the original Ninja Turtles comics from Eastman and Laird. Those were the two guys who originally created and wrote the Ninja Turtles comics. But at the time, Archie Comics, okay, Archie Comics started making their own line of Ninja Turtles comics based off the cartoon show. So the Turtles looked more cartoony like the cartoons. It was more representative of the cartoon characters, but it was original plot lines. It was not the actual cartoon plot lines. So I started reading and collecting the Archie Comics Ninja Turtles comics. And I remember I was probably like 2 years that I was reading and collecting those comics. And you know what's funny? I learned a lot of words from those comic books. Because even though comic books are supposed to be for kids, they sure write like it's for adults. I remember on the cover of one of them, it was the final confrontation. Like you're going to confront someone. And I had no idea what that word meant. And I went to my parents, I said, what does that word mean? And they said, oh, it means it's like the final time that you're going to have a face-off against someone, or you're meeting someone in an epic fashion. It's like a final showdown. I was like, oh, confrontation, a final showdown, I see. So I learned a lot of words out of those comic books just reading them. And I absolutely loved those comic books. And that actually, the Ninja Turtles comic books branched me over into my general love of comics in general. I then started reading X-Men, Spider-Man, to some extent Superman during the Death of Superman and the 4 New Superman saga. And then later on, I started reading Image comics like Spawn and stuff like that. So yeah, it really was the Ninja Turtles cartoony comics branched me into mainstream comic knowledge and fandom. So the Ninja Turtles branched me, just think about this. The Ninja Turtles branched me into arcade video games as well as comic books. If it weren't for Ninja Turtles, I might not have ever had interest in that. I might have more focused on home consoles and never played Street Fighter. So, I will now, for the first time ever, give a shout out to Eddie, my childhood friend, who probably has no fucking idea who I am. Shout out to Eddie, who introduced me to the Ninja Turtles when I was a child. By introducing me to the Ninja Turtles, you introduced me to arcade video games, to comic books, which then introduced me to competitive Street Fighter, which then introduced me to the ability to perform in front of a crowd at a tournament competition, which then allowed me to have the confidence to speak in front of people, which allowed me to make videos in front of the internet, which allowed me to live stream in front of the internet, which put me right here. So if it weren't for Eddie, I would not be a live streamer right now. It's funny how life works. It's the butterfly effect. It's the domino effect. It's whatever you want to say. Shout out to Eddie, who I found out is Fred Fox. I made that last part up. Okay. All right. All right. That's my Ninja Turtle story. That's my Ninja Turtle story. Somewhere behind the scenes, somewhere is Dr. Claw. It's Eddie. He's Dr. Claw. And he's like, I'll get you, Darkseid, Phil. Next time. Oh, my goodness. Now, in regards to my ongoing history with the Ninja Turtles, okay? So, I remained a fan of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles through the 90s. I saw the first movie. I absolutely loved it. Okay, I thought it was amazing. I saw the second movie. I liked it. I didn't like it as much as the first movie, but it was cool that there was Toka and Razor, who everyone thought in their heads, oh, that should have been Bebop and Rocksteady from the cartoons, but for some reason they invented two new mutants for the movies. But everyone kind of thought, it's kind of the stand-ins for Bebop and Rocksteady. That's what they're supposed to be. You know, Super Shredder at the end of the movie was really cool. And then there was Ninja Turtles 3. Okay? Ninja Turtles 3, sadly, really for me, was kind of the reason why I stopped liking Ninja Turtles. Like, Ninja Turtles 3, the movie, is so bad that when I saw it in theaters, I was so upset. I was like, dude, I can't believe how bad this shit is. What happened to the Ninja Turtles? You know, it used to be they treated these guys with respect and care, and then I was like, I guess what's going to happen is now, sadly, I guess the Ninja Turtles aren't in their prime anymore. They've been out for many years. They're now going to basically keep milking the cow, as they say, but it's not going to be anywhere near as good as the stuff used to be. It's just going to be cash in after cash in after cash in. Okay? So I watched Ninja Turtles 3. I still remember the fucking movie, how bad it is. That instead of it having any villains or ties to the actual Ninja Turtle shit, they made their own storyline where the Ninja Turtles get sucked back in time to feudal Japan. And they're fighting against a Japanese warlord and some, I guess, I don't know if he's supposed to be British, but some kind of a fucking like European guy who brings like guns and technology to feudal Japan. It's horrible. It's so bad that even me as a kid, now this is me as a kid, I remembered watching this movie in theaters, and every joke they tried was absolutely god-awful. There's terrible references that aren't funny. And not to say that the original movie didn't have bad references, but they were kind of like, okay, they're cheesy and in line with the cartoon. This is written for like a dunderhead. Like, I don't know who would find that movie funny. You know what I'm saying? It's that bad. It's just like, it's a disrespectful fucking movie. You go to the movies to see it and you're like, Jesus Christ, they really robbed me. So I remember walking out of the theater after seeing that with my dad, and we looked at each other, we're like, we've seen all three of these movies. What the fuck? Like, of course we didn't say that, but you know, it's just like, what just happened? We felt like we got ripped off. Like, what a crap show, right? It was terrible. And after that, I'll be honest with you, like, I basically kind of didn't really care about Ninja Turtles anymore because there was X-Men. They were super popular at the time. And Marvel, and I was totally into Marvel comics and stuff like that. So I basically leaned more into Street Fighter video games and Marvel comics. And I stopped caring about the Ninja Turtles. And the Ninja Turtles, it's not like they went away. They continued on. They had the cartoon continued, and I never even saw the end of the cartoon series at the time. I stopped caring about it. And apparently they had other spin-offs. Like we were just talking about the other day, the Coming Out of Their Shells tour, where they pretended like they were musicians and they had a stage show and shit. I didn't pay any attention to that. And then they tried to bring back the Ninja Turtles again and again over the years. Remember the 2000s? They tried to bring back the Ninja Turtles for another reboot cartoon. And there was another reboot movie. And there was another reboot. I think at this point, we're probably on the 4th Ninja Turtles television series, right? Probably. And I remember they also had a live action television series in the 90s. I never watched it. Because again, I saw Ninja Turtles 3, and it was so bad that I didn't care about Ninja Turtles anymore. So when, they're announced, there's a new live action show and there's going to be a 5th turtle and everything, I was like, I don't care. I just don't care. The movie ruined it for me. So I know many of you are probably much younger than me. And probably for you, your experience with the Ninja Turtles was from those 2000 series. Right now, people in the chat are saying the 2003 series was great. It actually was a great way to reimagine and reboot the series. It was well done. I'm happy, but I never cared. I mean, at that point, I was in my 20s. I was a competitive Street Fighter player. I was traveling and playing Street Fighter. I had a job now. So my life had changed dramatically. I wasn't heavily into that kind of stuff anymore. So I didn't really care about what happened to Ninja Turtles or anything like that. So, that being said, that's my history with Ninja Turtles. And it was a good one. Some nice formative years there in my childhood. And so that's why today, as I play Shredder's Revenge, I'm going to be excited to kind of feel like I'm back in arcades. But this is supposed to be like a modernization. They have special moves. They level up. The game is more interesting and challenging and more lengthy than the original arcade games. That's cool. So I'm excited for today for sure. It's like a blast from the past for me. But at the same time, anything that you guys throw at me after the 90s, I'm not going to understand any of the references. Like I said, I didn't see the 2003 show. I did not see the 3D reboot that was like in the late 2000s. There was a 3D movie reboot. I played the game though. Remember? There was an Ninja Turtles game and I played it. Actually now, I don't remember if I ever played it for YouTube. Maybe I didn't. I know I played it though. I think I played it for Gamer Points. And then I know again there's been like at least another 1 to 2 reboots. And then it wasn't fucking Michael Bay. Didn't he make 2 shitty Ninja Turtles movies? Right? Good God. SSJ4 Vegito says Turtles Forever was a good movie. It was a crossover between the 2003 and 1987 series. I wish they brought back the original 1987 voice actors, but they couldn't because of 4Kids BS. There you go. All right. Yeah, see, I'm aware of that too. Some people are saying, well, there were all these other Ninja Turtles games released over the years. They never let up. Like, Ninja Turtles just keep getting milked. They just never, I don't think they're ever going to let them rest. They'll forever be ninjas. They'll forever be turtles, but they'll forever be teenagers, right? They're always fucking teenagers. They never grow up. They've been around since the fucking late 80s. How are they teenagers? They should be like 50 years old. Like me. They should be old, crotchety, and disgruntled. Okay? I've had enough of this. All right. They should be complaining about inflation. Goddamn, those pizza prices are so goddamn high now. Get the gas prices down so pizza will be cheap again. I've had enough of this. Okay. All right, guys. That's what I got for my Ninja Turtles history. I hope you enjoyed it. Let's do some shout-outs. All right? And then we'll see what we got time for. So. Cool. Our first shout-out of the day is from Incognito, who did a $5 super chat and says, during your planned Turtles in Time marathon, well, it's not Turtles in Time, it would be the Turtle Collection, where we play through all those various different Ninja Turtles games of all different genres. You should set up a tips goal, and if you hit the $200 goal, you'll put on a turtleneck. Wow. A turtleneck. I don't know what the meme, I still don't understand the meme of the turtleneck, but fair enough. Rob on Wheels has re-upped his membership for 14 months at the super supporter level. Thank you very much, Rob. He says, I'm still here, y'all. And it's good to have you here, Rob. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Axel Stone did a $5 super chat. He says, fun fact, the classic arcade games were unlockable on the GameCube 2003 TMNT cartoon games. I was shocked to unlock them and find them in there. Yeah, I think over the years, the nostalgia factor always kicks in, and so they like to have those little references or, have them included in various collections and the like, which is nice because, again, those were really the first real Ninja Turtles games. That NES game was so bad. It was just really bad. It's not fun. It's cheap. It's unfair. It's got ridiculous respawns, enemies you can't reach, but they can fuck you up. Insane damage for nothing. Like, it's just bad. It's a bad game. And it sucks because it was Ninja Turtles, so all the kids bought it, I guess, and hated it. Hold on one second. We're going to do shout-outs for tips, but I have to blow my nose because I'm about to sneeze. Ah. Oh, I don't have any tissues in here. Hold on, I got to go get some. Okay. I got tissues now. I had to steal them from another room. Gotta have tissues in here because my allergies and stuff, sometimes I gotta blow my nose. Like right now. Ugh. Yeah. Okay. Much better. All right. Now, let's shout out people who have tipped today. We start off today with Anso Kamaru, who tipped $1.50. Says, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles music does not disappoint. The soundtrack is done by T. Lopes, the god himself who created Sonic Mania's soundtrack. TMNT is fantastic so far. Remember not to play it as a masher. Learn the timing, react the same you would a fighting game. Well, there you have it. I think the characters have special moves, right? I think they do. So you're going to want to be running through... You know what it reminds me of? What was... I think this is going to remind us of Guardian Heroes. You guys ever play Guardian Heroes? So Guardian Heroes was kind of a hybrid. It was a side-scrolling beat-em-up. And it had controls similar to Final Fight, but the characters also had special moves. Double taps, rounded motions, shoryuken motions, and they would do combos. So you could do like a couple hits into a special move that would juggle, and then you could dash after it, and you could hit them again and keep juggling. I get the feeling that'll kind of be what this is, maybe. I guess we're going to find out again. When I play games, I do not do ultra research on them anymore because I don't want to spoil them. What's the point of knowing everything about the game before you play it, right? But I get the feeling we're going to like it. So, okay. Carlton Jr. Give me $4.20. He says, Turtle Power. I'm younger than you, but I originally played TMNT arcade game at Chuck E. Cheese on a school field trip 20 years ago. I was glued to the screen the first time me and my friends played it. I'm loving the vibes, and I'm excited to see this stream. Sounds good, Carlton. I'm excited as well. Different folks from different generations can still enjoy the same things. That's very true. Rob on Wheels has tipped $5, and that is the biggest tip of the day so far. Let's get Rob on the leaderboard for that. Thank you, Rob. Cool. All right. Rob says the following. Random, but Moses Ingram and the little girl who plays Leia are the true stars of Obi-Wan Kenobi. Also, Iman Vellani is killing it as Kamala Khan. Wonderful to see diverse young talent shining. I have no idea what he's talking about because I haven't seen Obi-Wan Kenobi at all. I know nothing about the actors. I know nothing about the characters in it. But thank you, Rob, for the tip. And I'm glad to hear that you're enjoying the show. Snow Carl, tipped me $1.50 and says, can you give Slayer a shout out for inspiring the My History with Turtles in this case segment? I remember him suggesting something similar the other day. Sure. Honestly, I'll be honest with you, that's not why I did it. If you remember, back when Elden Ring came out, I actually did a whole week. My history and thoughts on each of the major FromSoft games. And so today, knowing that Ninja Turtles was coming out, I want to do a little bit of my history of Ninja Turtles. If I play a franchise game like this or something that I have history with, I'd like to talk about it like this on the PreStream podcast. But, Slayer comes up with tons of good ideas. So Shout out to Slayer just in general. He comes out with great ideas. Okay. Snowcrawl through the $1.50, he's talking about inflation and shit. All right, that's great, Snowcrawl. We're not going to talk about that now because it's nonsense. It has nothing to do with the stream. It has nothing to do with anything that we can do anything about. So you deal with it when it happens, right? Jeez. Okay. Okay. All right. So there you have it, guys. I'm sure that we all want to sit here and talk about inflation for the rest of the pre-stream. Thanks, Snowcrawl. All right. So we do have a little bit of extra time. What I'm going to do is turn on my air conditioner now because it is getting hot and stuffy in here. I won't be surprised if it's like 80 degrees in here at this point. Okay. Okay. So we have some time to chill and talk. So what would you guys like to talk about? If you'd like to talk about something, please tag me. Battleduck says, I wouldn't mind talking about inflation for the rest of the stream. All right. That's what we're going to do. More interesting than Ninja Turtles, that's for sure. Swaggo Nito says, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles The Last Ronin is really good. It's where all the turtles are dead except for Michelangelo. It's super interesting. That's depressing. Jesus. Thoughts on the TMNT comics? Well, it's like I said, I read the Archie comics. Those are the ones that I read, and I loved them because they felt like the extension of the television show. Now, years and years and years later, I actually did go back and I bought a collection of the original like Ninja Turtles comics, the first couple runs, and I thought that they were really good, albeit gritty. Like they're actually kind of, you know, adult. They're chopping people with blades as if there's blood, you know, but it's all black and white, so you don't really see the blood. It's all black, but still it's there. It's just funny that something that was meant to actually be like gritty and serious turned into a kiddie cartoon show that exploded in popularity and made bajillions of dollars for kids when you would never want a kid to read those original comics. It was too adult oriented. Okay. What was my favorite Turtles episode? Oh, I don't know. The one where there were pizza creatures. Remember they're aliens that came down and they started growing? The pizza aliens. There you go. Yes, the first TMNT movie, the live action one, is absolutely worth watching to this day. It's fun. It's cheesy. But it also has some really good lines of dialogue. And the turtle outfits just look good. It's a really well done movie for taking something that was supposed to be the realm of cartoon fantasy and somehow translating it into reality. It's certainly not perfect, but I think they did a stupendous job of doing it. Carlton Jr. says, your experience with TMNT is my experience with Power Rangers. Blazing hot when you're a kid, then you get older, you realize how ridiculous it is, but you still respect it. I mean, exactly, like, fucking Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. What? What? You want to talk about implausible? And as a kid, when my friend introduced me to it, I thought it was ridiculous, over-the-top, implausible bullshit. And then I liked it. Just like everybody else. You get into the you get into the hype of it, and the next thing you know, you're all over that shit. Right? Okay. SSJ4 says, fair warning, the Red Sky seasons of the 1987 cartoons sucked. They made them dark. What are you talking about? Red Sky? I guess I never saw them. I don't even know what that means. Are the turtles even teenagers? They're supposed to be. They're supposed to be in the cartoons. Yeah, they're supposed to be teens. No, I didn't collect Ninja Turtle Pogs. I did not collect Pogs. I had very few. I think maybe I bought 2 packs of Pogs total. And I looked at them and I said, what the fuck? These are so stupid. Hobo X says, if I'm going to play Castlevania soon, would I want to watch the Castlevania anime on Netflix? I don't have Netflix. Okay? I don't have Netflix. I'm not getting Netflix. Geez, Samwise Gamgee says, in the movies, it took 3 different people to operate each costume. One in the suit, one controls the face, and one voices them. Jeez, that's a lot of work. Which weapon out of the 4 turtles is my favorite? Of course, when I was growing up, Everyone said Michelangelo's nunchucks, right? Everyone. Oh, nunchucks, nunchucks, nunchucks. Every kid wanted a pair of fucking nunchucks that they could swing around and beat the shit out of things with. Every kid wanted nunchucks. Nunchucks. Today, I don't know. What would be the better weapon? The most useless weapon are sais, because you have to have someone come at you for them to be effective. So fuck the sais. The bow staff probably keep everyone away. It's long as shit. So you probably like, stay the fuck back. I mean, the sword, 2 swords? That's kind of ridiculous, no? Oh, I got a piece of wood. Yeah, I got 2 giant fucking swords. Whoa. Things are not the same. Oh, hold on. Shout out to Kyle Denson, who did a super chat and said, what are your thoughts on Buzz Lightyear film having a same-sex kiss? Some people are actually upset. I don't care. I don't care. First of all, I'm 40 years old. I don't care about Buzz Lightyear. Okay? Buzz Lightyear, maybe I cared about in the 1990s when the first Toy Story came out. I couldn't give 2 shits about Buzz Lightyear in the year 2022. If Buzz Lightyear ripped his suit off, had 3 penises, and, you know, was on fucking Drag Race, I wouldn't care. I don't care about Buzz Lightyear. Why anyone cares about this, it's ridiculous. Who cares what Buzz Lightyear does? Let him be who he wants to be. Let him kiss who he wants to fucking kiss. Is any of your fucking business? Jesus Christ. Okay. Colin Jr. says, were there any cartoons that were hot when you were a kid that you did not watch? Well, here's what I watched. Ninja Turtles. Well, I told you about the younger ones. It was Masters of the Universe, G.I. Joe, Transformers. Then it was Ninja Turtles. Then it was X-Men and Spider-Man. Then it was Gargoyles and the Batman animated series. And then I started watching some of the 3D shows like Transformers Beast Wars and Reboot. And then near the end of the time when I was watching cartoons, I watched some comedy shows too, like Animaniacs, Freakazoid, that kind of stuff. Oh, Tiny Toon Adventures I watched as well. Oh, anything Disney Afternoon. Chip 'n Dale's Rescue Rangers, Tailspin, Darkwing Duck. I watched all that. DuckTales, I watched all that. I thought it was great. And that's probably it. Like, I'm trying to think, what was the last cartoon that I watched? I actually watched as an adult. It was when I found out that they never stopped making the DC show. So you had Batman, the animated series, but then they made Superman, but then they made Justice League, but then they made Justice League Unlimited. So as an adult, later on, I went back in time and I watched those cartoons because I liked them. I thought that they were really well done, tying in the lore of the comics into like a cool TV show. But outside of that, that's about it. So, were there any other popular shows I didn't watch? What was during that time that I didn't watch? I don't know. I'm sure there's some in there, right? Okay. I went back in time. I did. I went back in time, people are saying. I don't know what you're talking about. Batman Beyond, I did watch some of it. I never saw the whole series, but I did watch some of Batman Beyond. I really like the Batman Beyond movie, Return of the Joker. One of my favorite animated movies of all time. Super duper good. I did watch the Sonic TV series. Originally there was Sonic Adventure, or Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, and that one sucked ass. But I watched the other one. It was just Sonic the Hedgehog. That one was the one that was an ongoing plot where there were freedom fighters fighting against Robotnik, who had basically taken over the world. And it was a really interesting narrative. I liked that show. Another one I never saw the end of. But I watched a lot of it when it was on TV. I liked it. Am I getting more booster shots for COVID? If they were made available to us, we would get them. Absolutely. Any extra protection, we're on board for. But, I mean, they haven't allowed that, right? So we're just sitting around with what we had from last year. I'm sure the protection has waned by now. I never saw Cat Dog, no. Big Papa Phil said, you ever watch kids' game shows? The one where kids had to play a game show and play an NES game and try to get a certain score? That doesn't ring a bell. Swaganito says, the cartoon ended on a cliffhanger. You mean Sonic? Oh yeah, never had an ending? That sucks. Oh, there was another super chat? I did not see it. Thank you for telling me. Ampzy, the super chat is, what cut do you ask your barber for? I don't. I just said make it short. I said, it's the summer now, or it's about to be the summer. It's getting warmer. I hate when the hair is long around all the back of my neck and all around my ears. I hate that. I don't mind having longer hair on top. That doesn't really bother me. But this all bothers me when it's hot. So I said, just make it short. And there you go. There you go. Why? Here's a question to you, Ampsy. Why? Carlin Jr. says, was I too old when the original anime craze hit Toonami? The only thing that I was on board for was Dragon Ball Z. Because when it hit Toonami, everyone was talking about Dragon Ball. Oh my God. Left, right, up, down. Dragon Ball Z was so ultra popular. And I remember I was playing, Marvel vs. Capcom and stuff. And even my friends playing that were like, dude, I have a VHS collection of Dragon Ball Z at home. You can come watch it. It was just super popular. Was I following every single episode? No. But when I had a chance, I would catch it. I was following along with it. I remember on TV, they had just finished the Frieza saga. And so they were starting to get into the Cell saga. And I was like, I don't want to wait. So I went online and I found it all. I just watched it all the Japanese with subtitles. I just watched the whole series all the way through the Buu saga online illegally. Just watched the whole thing. And I loved it. I thought it was really good. But that was really it. I never really was into other stuff on Toonami or anything like that. Man on Wheels says Sonic Satam or Saturday Morning. I think is what that stands for. The one you watched ended on a cliffhanger. Now the fans are making their own adaptation of the planned third season with full voice acting on high-tier animation. Wow. There you go. I have no recollection where I watched Dragon Ball Z. Someone's like, did you get off LimeWire? I don't fucking know. I probably got it off a zip file, and just unzipped like 40 episodes each and watched them in droves. 672 has re-upped his membership. Thank you, 672, for re-upping the membership there. He says, #1 member checking in. Why is everyone talking about my hair? Because they're jealous. They're jealous that a man of my age can look this good. Obviously. They look at this and, oh, fuck. Hope when I'm 40 years old I look like that. Right. Did I get into Goosebumps and Tales from the Crypt? I read Goosebumps. I don't remember there being a Goosebumps TV show, but I read the Goosebumps books and loved them. Tales from the Crypt, I know was on HBO, but I never really watched it. Years later, I watched the entire series and liked it, but I never watched it when it was new on TV. I mean, it was on very late, too, and I was a kid, you're not up that late to watch it. Yes, I'm going to grow my own cherries in the backyard and make my own cherry juice. You fucking idiot. Dumb thing. Bacon Boy thinks my haircut suits me well and makes me look younger. Oh. Well, it's good. It needs something to off-put the insane amount of white hairs in my beard, I guess, right? It's funny because recently, as you know, I've been doing a lot of reacts. I reacted to my own Down the Rabbit Hole. And then I reacted to the John and Howard video. And I'm watching myself, from the past. And I mean, my God. My hair and my beard, right? My hair used to be like puffy, puffed up like crazy all the time, and my beard used to be so dark, really dark. And then I think it's over the past 5 years where all these whites grew in and overcame. And it's funny because everyone says, "Oh, you're patchy beard." There's no patchiness. This is full beard here. It's just mostly white, so it doesn't look like a beard. It looks like, it doesn't look uniform, as they say. I could dye it, but I don't really see the point. Do you guys really care that I don't have a dark beard? Is it that big of a deal? My wife doesn't care. The other thing is, when you dye your beard, man, it looks stupid in my opinion. Like, there's a particular couple of content creators that do that, and you can outright tell how fucking dyed their beards are because they look so goddamn fake, and they're so dumb they think they look good. They're a bunch of fucking jackasses, all right? You can tell that shit when it's dyed. It looks so bad. So that's why I don't really want to do it. I don't see the point. I'm not. I didn't say nothing. I'll be like, oh, he's taking shots at this guy, that guy. I didn't name a single person. So you interpret that however you want. I didn't say shit. You can spin that how you want. I didn't say nothing. How dare you? Do I watch anything lately? No. I watch fun, relaxing stuff with my wife. We've been watching MasterChef. Before that, we were watching Shark Tank. Before that, we were watching, I think, like animal shows and vet shows. We just watch random stuff, and we kind of get on like a marathon of it. We watch it for a month or two until we like watch the whole thing, and then we move on to something else. We don't do too much in the realm of, it's a lot of reality TV shit, but like nicer reality TV. We're not watching fucking Kardashians and fucking garbage like that, No, I've never seen The Big Bang Theory. Nope. What do I think of Touch of Grey? Touch of Grey. Be the silver fox of the office. Touch of Grey. Oh my god. Yes, I remember Malcolm in the Middle. I did watch some of Malcolm in the Middle. Not all of it, but some of it. I thought it was entertaining. I never saw Hogan Knows Best. Nope. No, I did not watch the 2010 TMNT. I just said as much. I'm not interested in reboots. I'm the George Clooney of gaming. Now that's an impressive title. I'm going to go with that from now on. I'm going to use that as I am Darkside Phil, the George Clooney of gaming. The king of silver foxes, the George Clooney of gaming. Done. That is a lock. We're using that from now on. Beautiful. Oh my god. There you go. Big Papa Phil says, Phil will go for the salt and pepper look. He's going to convert his gaming channel into a book of the week wine and cheese stream. Yes. Yes. This is all correct. No, I've never seen Greg the Bunny. Anything else, guys? Any last minute questions? Or, Beware of Bob. Wow. What a stretch. Beware of Bob just became a channel supporter. Thank you for becoming a supporter. Beware of Bob. I appreciate that. Jeremy Kyle says, I know someone in their late 20s. He's bald. Be proud to have a haircut in the 40s and something, you know, bald people can't do. Dude, I'm shocked I have as much hair as I have. My uncle and all of his sons, of which he had 2 or 3, I forget, all went bald in their 20s. Every one of them lost all of their hair when they were young. So I was always under the impression, and my mom always told me, beware, you might get bald like really early. It's in the family blood. And I was like, oh shit. And I lucked out. I must have got my dad's genes because I still have hair. It's not even, but at least I have it. You know? Thoughts on former Street Fighter director Yoshitori? Is it Yoshinori or Yoshitori Ono? I forget his first name. Here's my thoughts. Really nice guy. Okay. Very well intentioned. All right. Basically was in the right place at the right time when he was working on Street Fighter 4. But sadly proved that it was kind of a right place, right time kind of deal. Meaning his first attempt to do something great with Street Fighter worked because people wanted that revival. People were dying for Street Fighter to come back in a major way. We wanted Street Fighter to move into the 3D realm, which it hadn't yet. And he capitalized on that. All right? So Street Fighter 4 was a ginormous hit while he was in charge of it. And then what happened? Like literally every other thing he did failed. You know? Not that I want to crap on the guy. But all his other attempts at fighting games and things just like poop after turd after poop. And it's like, dude, so you had one big hit and everyone thinks you can do all this other stuff and then you fail and fail and fail. That sucks. It would have been great if he kept being successful, but I just feel like he was just not the right guy to head the ship. He wasn't. He was right place, right time for Street Fighter 4 because that was a time in history where people absolutely needed the revival of Street Fighter. And then once they got past that revival, it was just kind of like he didn't know he was chaos ensued, you know, and it sucks because maybe if he hadn't been in charge, Street Fighter wouldn't have basically been on a major decline because it was. As much as you would maybe like to pretend like it wasn't, Street Fighter has been on a decline since the end of the life cycle of Street Fighter 4. Street Fighter 5 never lived up to the hype, never sold as well, nor had anywhere near as much popularity as Street Fighter 4 did. No matter how many people want to spin it, they're lying, they're idiots. It just didn't, okay? Look what happened during Street Fighter 5. All the peripheral companies were crashing. Mad Catz went out of fucking business. Why? They were making money like crazy. And then all of a sudden, what happened? So, it just sucks what happened there. But it is what it is. I think he's still a nice guy. It's a shame that he basically could never turn it around and he ended up leaving the company because they were going to take all the control of Street Fighter away from him. When they actually saw what he was doing with Street Fighter 6, they hated it. And they told him, that's it, you're off the project, you'll do something else, and then he quit. Exactly, Usagi Jojo. He says, what about Street Fighter X Tekken debacle? That's part of it. I mean, it was just like, fail, fail, fail. Everything was failure after Street Fighter 4. He just couldn't get anything to work. The Bong Among Us tipped me $4.20. Thanks. And then an anonymous tipper tipped me $5 and said, hi, Phil, I just want to say, Wiener, take care. There you go. Thank you to the Wiener tipper. Appreciate that. A Wiener tipper. So now we're up to $21 in tips. Thank you, guys. We might have had a new member as well. Let me check that. And then we'll probably get started here. Wiener tipper. Nope, we went down. 625. I told you guys we're going to start losing members. I mean, in the next day or two, we're going to lose like 100. So, nothing you can be done. It is what it is. Unless someone comes in here and gifts like another 100 members to make up for it, we're going to lose a lot. Okay? All right, guys. Thank you for a great pre-stream. And, excuse me. Hope you enjoyed it. My history of Ninja Turtles. It is now turtle time, right? It's time for the heroes on a half shell to unleash their powers of ninjutsu upon the world once again. It is pizza time. It is radical, tubular, bodacious, bossa nova, cowabunga, sayonara.